Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 30th of April 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this last trading day of the month, of the week. So yep, and of course last trading session of Traders Tea Time for this month. So yeah, guys, before we go further, we need to quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, guys, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yeah, feel free to visit here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here very quickly is the German index, DAX, and so far the index is trading still above that 21-day EMA shown as the yellow line. And also, let me just kind of zoom in here a little bit. There we go. Let me just quickly drag this one right here. And yeah, it's also still trading above this 15,150 territory, which I mentioned to you this morning and said that in order to go for some lower levels, we need to see a break below that. But as you can see, we only tested that area, so we didn't really go further. So for now, I mean, probably the best option here is just to probably wait and wait for next week, because again, at this point it's a very tricky moment here and it's very unclear where it wants to go further. I mean, we could start maybe drawing a downside line here taken from the high of the 19th of April, and in a way I can say that yes, as long as it stays intact, then there is a good chance we could see a drift lower. So but I would prefer to wait maybe at least for a drop below this 15,150 territory in order to go for lower levels. Now, jumping into Dow Jones Industrial Average, and here you can see that yesterday the index did really push nicely to the upside. We got a nice move here higher. We broke this downside line here. I spoke about this one, and well, now we can get rid of it. And what I said, that if it breaks, then there is a chance we could see a further move towards this 34,257 territory, which is currently the all-time high. However, if we take a look at the cash index, we'll see that the cash index is drifting lower, and we are a little bit near this well, actually not near, but we're actually stuck here somewhere near this 33,900 level. So we're closer to this this support level that I mentioned previously, the 33,811. But now looking at this picture, I mean, in order to go for higher levels, well, what I would prefer here is to actually wait and see what's going to happen with this 33,811 territory. If it provides good support, yes, maybe another rebound here could be possible. However, if the index starts drifting lower and falls below the 33,687 territory right here, marked by the low of the 20th of April, at the same time, it might also drop below the 21-day EMA, and maybe this could lead to some lower areas. And at the moment, guys, it's a little bit of a tricky one here, so that's why I would prefer to stay calm and cautious. And again, it's Friday, it's the last trading day of the month, so let's avoid getting caught in any craziness. So yep, for now, guys. Like I said, let's see how this is going to play out. If we take a look at the monthly chart, you'll see this nice beautiful move here higher, and you'll see that yes, it was a third month in a row that we've closed in positive territory. But going into May, of course, all of you are familiar with the phrase "sell in May, sell in May, go away." But I don't know. I mean, again, it's not always it works out here. I mean, so for example, last year in May we had a nice rally here. Going in 2019 was, yes, it was a bit of a downer here. 2018, let's have a look. It was an up move here. So, if you want to kind of see, let's say follow the sequence here, so positive, negative, then positive, negative, then yes, yeah, maybe it could be the case. However, at the moment, again, coming back to the to this, I mean, there's so far no indication of a possible move lower. However, if it starts dropping below the 33,687 territory here, then maybe we could consider a bit of a corrective move lower. Now, jumping into DXY, another index, but this one's a dollar index, so just a quick update on what's happening here. This morning I talked about it and I said that if you want to go for some higher levels, well, at least wait for somewhere maybe for a push above the 91.05 level right here. Previously I talked about this area, but now the more we kind of shifted to the right, the more there is a chance that we could see a push here higher. However, let's keep an eye on this one. Again, let's see if we're not going to get another just a false breakout through this downside line. But again, at the moment, everything's looking quite positive, but probably the best option here would be to wait and see what's going to happen here. And if we do see a drop, we do see a drop here back below this downside line, then, well, I mean, we're still aiming for this upside line. But if it stays above this downside line, still I would prefer to wait for a push above the 91.05 level right here in order to go for some higher levels. Now jumping into US oil, which is WTI oil, and look at this decline, and this is what basically I was referring to this morning when I was covering the alternative scenario, because basically the idea was that if it remains somewhere above the 63.80 territory, then we might see a bit of a rebound here. However, if it drops below this, then maybe it could lead to a bit of a larger correction here to the downside. However, given all this, to be honest, I mean, I'm wondering if actually this whole correction lower could happen today. So if, for example, the daily candle remains below the 63.80 territory today, then yes, I'll aim for a larger correction here towards this upside line. But if it climbs back above this and stays above the 63.80 territory, somewhere around here, then, well, maybe we're not really done with the upside yet. So keep your eyes on that one. Similar story here with Brent oil. Brent oil is drifting lower. However, it's a little bit more bearish than the WTI oil. As you can see, we're drifting here kind of harder to the downside, and in a way, this move lower could still be seen as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. But that is, of course, if the price remains above the 21-day EMA together with this upside support line. Now jumping into Ripple, and beautiful move on Ripple here. This morning I talked about this one, and this morning we were still hanging somewhere around here near the 1.51 territory, and look at this, we have now pushed nicely higher. So for now, if you want to kind of keep an eye on this one for today, because if it stays today above this 1.4634 territory, or even better above this 1.57 zone, then, well, I'm going to continue aiming higher. So for now, the downside is slightly off the table. Kind of similar story here with Litecoin, and Litecoin is trying its best to overcome this barrier, this 266.74 mark. Will it be able to do so? I mean, yes, some other cryptos are pushing nicely to the upside, but Litecoin is kind of a little bit lagging here. So again, for now, I'm kind of still leaning a little bit more towards the upside, but I would like to see that strong push above this barrier first in order to go for some higher levels, where my next target is around the 289.60 level here, marked by the high of the 22nd of April. Now, AUDUSD. This one's drifting a little bit lower. Of course, equities are declining today, and that's why we're seeing Australian dollar risk currency here moving a little bit lower, and the drop, it's kind of dropping right now again below the 0.7757 territory. But again, the day's not finished. We're not finished with everything here yet, so let's wait and see what's going to happen here. Maybe this is just going to form a nice, beautiful bullish flag here before, and yep, we could see then another push higher. But even then, if we would like to go for some higher levels, what I would prefer here is, now looking at this picture, I would prefer to wait for a push above somewhere above this 0.781516 zone. Let me just double check here. Yep, approximately around there, maybe even 18 here, just to kind of capture the high of this this week. If that gets clear, then yes, this would confirm a forthcoming higher high and more buyers could join in. But at the moment, guys, like I said, yes, it is drifting lower. We are kind of flirting with this 0.7757 territory. Let's see what's going to happen. But oh, let me just recycle one of these lines here. Basically, we could be seeing here maybe a possible hold up near the upside line, but it's not really an ideal one. It's a bit of a tentative one, to be honest. So probably, I mean, okay, I'll keep it on the chart for now, but mainly I would prefer to maybe see it drop below the 21-day EMA here in order to go for lower levels. USDCAD, very quickly on this. So USDCAD is continuing to drift lower, and well, I mean, talk about a sell-off here. I mean, looking at this overall picture, since peaking here in March of 2020, it kind of for the whole year and more, it has been just drifting lower and lower. Now, I mean, at the moment, I would say that we'll remain very careful. Yes, for now, the trend is still to the downside. We have not seen any reversal signal. Instead, we can just kind of still going for those lower lows. But for now, what I'm aiming here for is this 1.2250 territory, approximately around here. That's the let me just zoom out here a little bit. That's the lowest point of February of 2018, guys. And then we'll take it from there. GBP-CHF, very quickly on this one. It's interesting, and because it can, as you can see, well, it seems that the pair is preparing for a lower low. Will it be able to go there? Well, let's wait and see, you guys. But at the moment, it's not looking good here for the bulls. Let's see if we can get a drop below this 1.26. Let me just zoom in here, and the 1.2625 territory right here, approximately around there. And if we get a drop below this, this is, by the way, the current lowest point of April. But as you can see, we are, as we speak, we are kind of testing this area, and let's see if we can drop below it. Euro GBP, quick update on this one. It's pushing nicely away from its upside support line. So far this idea is working out. So let's see if this Friday is going to be a decisive one for this pair to break above the 0.8719 level, the one that I kept mentioning throughout this whole week. If we get a pop above this will confirm a forthcoming higher high. Of course, be very careful near the 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line, which could kind of in a way provide a little bit of a resistance. But if it continues to rally, well, I mean, my next target is the 0.88 territory, approximately around here. And finally, EURUSD. So drifting nicely to the downside. So yep, the idea that I've mentioned to you today, I mean, I told you that be very careful, because we've had ourselves a bit of a doji here formed yesterday, and yep, that's the kind of the result we're getting right now, and we are seeing this move to the downside. And yeah, for now, I mean, let's see if the pair can stay below this area, below the crossroads of these two lines. And yep, I mean, then we could take it from there. We got some figures today from preliminary figures from the Eurozone, but although they were kind of on the positive, more on the positive side, still, for example, in terms of the positive side, I mean, they've managed to beat their forecast. Like for example, the preliminary GDP figure, it managed to beat its forecast, but it still ended up being in the negative zone. So so yeah, it came out higher than the forecast, but still in the negative territory. So maybe the investors are not really taking that well here, and kind of splashing their dissatisfaction on the Euro USD pair here. And yes, this is the result we're getting right now. But again, we'll wait for the day to end and see where this is gonna stay here. If it stays below the crossroads here, then maybe a bit of a corrective move lower going into next week could be possible. So guys, that's it for this session. I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for being with me this whole week, guys, this whole month. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much once again. I hope you enjoyed the session. So thank you, and I hope you'll have a fantastic weekend, guys. Stay safe. Don't overtrade today, and everything will be fine. So let's catch up back on Monday at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time for now. Have a nice evening, have a nice weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.